Hello?
Hey there, Saskia. How's it going?
Fine.
Cool. Good. Are you feeling better?
A little, yeah,
Good.
better than the other day.
Good. Cool. So, did you finish the quiz?
Not yet, but I'm still working on it.
Okay.
It's like,
Cool.
as I told you, I forget everything, and I said, did I learn that?
Yeah.
I'm trying, and we can start it now if you want to.
Okay. Cool. I can share my screen.
Okay.
I ended
Oh,
up
let me.
getting.
Okay. Can you try to call me? Let me use my tablet, and oh no, if you share your screen, it's like when you try to call
Yeah.
me, I cannot. I don't know. I'm not too. What do you say that? I'm not up to date. Update. I can't really use them, so that's fine.
Yeah.
You can go for this. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll share my screen because I got 100% on the second try. So
Woo.
so if you want to see my answers and work toward them and figure out how to get them, yeah, totally feel free.
Okay. Okay. Because I okay. Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
cool. So what questions do you have?
But you say
Do you have any specific questions?
um I think it is a question. It might be can where can I send that? I remember I remember last time you explained me how to calculate how to find the margin of error. I did it.
Oh yeah.
When we have like the confidence intervals, I did it. But I don't know, maybe for the yes, I can compare with you. I think maybe for the third or fourth question. Let me see. Which one? Yeah, that is. No. For the no, not question. Okay, for the question four, I choose you say. Let me see. How can I go online with my tablet? Oh, Saskia, you are so bad at this. Gmail. I'm really bad. Okay. Yes. Let me see your screen. Let me see your. Yeah. Okay. Now go down.
Um, sorry, hold on just 1 second. I'm just sending a text to my mom.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, I didn't see your message. I was on vibration. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries.
My phone was on vibration.
Okay. So down to which problem?
Okay. The question three. Okay, let me see the three. I did three. I think I think I found this. Let me give you my answer to see what I did. Okay, the three. Oh, I choose yes. The distribution of the mean of each sample is normal since the data have been determined to be normal.
Yeah, that's the right answer.
Okay. For the question four, of the four types of confidence, I choose confidence interval for you, like for mean when standard deviation is unknown.
No, so that's not the right one.
Okay.
The correct one is confidence interval for the difference of means using independent samples.
Independent samples.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Independent. Okay. Yeah. Independent. Okay. Okay. So for 5, I choose obtain the balances of 90 bank customers rather than 30.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So now explain me how to do that. Because I remember in the past lesson we had, I have that question and I just guessing for this. Because I remember yes, I got the other question right because I choose the higher number. But I cannot figure out how I choose the higher number. I remember I did I did all the how can I say that? I was able to do it at that time. But now I just guessing it might be the highest number. But I really don't see how to do the margin of error. Like
Okay. Yeah. So, um, the fewer people, or the lower n is, the lower number,
uh-huh.
that's going to make the confidence interval wider because the fewer data that you have, the less sure that you are. So you need to have a wider confidence interval to compensate for not being able to be very sure. Does that make sense?
Okay. But you don't have any calcul you do, like you don't you don't do anything like to use the numbers?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Oh, okay. So how to calculate that?
So how to calculate it from, you mean like calculate the actual numbers or know what will make it wider or more narrow?
Yeah, okay, okay. How to make it wider or narrow?
Okay. So whenever you're more sure of something, it's going to be narrower. So the ways that you become more sure is if you either have a bigger value for n, or if you say that you're only 90% certain rather than 95% certain. So like if you did a 99% confidence interval, the margin of error would be really big. If you did a 90% confidence interval, the margin of error would be a lot smaller. Because when you say that you're only 95% confident, or I'm sorry, when you say that you're only 90% confident, then you don't have to have as much leeway. Because basically you're saying that we are incredibly sure that the actual mean is within these two numbers.
Okay.
Oh, it's hard to explain.
I can't. I remember. I remember because I remember I said for the past question I said it was something between 50 and 35. I said, and I remember I picked 50, but I cannot remember how I do it. I don't know what happened. It's like I forget everything. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So obtain the
I know how that
balances
is.
of okay. Obtain the balances of 90 bank customers rather than 30. Okay. Question 6. Determine margin of error. So I found 196. It is good.
Yeah,
Oh,
1.96.
yes, 1.96. Oh, good. Okay, so the lower bound for me it's 998.04,
That's correct.
and the upper is 1001.96.
Yes, that's correct.
Woo, woo, woo. Okay, so for 9, to assess the accuracy of blah 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 blah, your answer. So I hope it's good. My answer is 38416. It is good.
Yes, that's correct.
Woo! 416. Woo, woo. Okay, not too bad. Okay, the mean, question 10. The mean area. So my answer is is equal 1250. Is it smaller? Like it is the fourth question, the fourth answer.
Yeah, that one's correct.
Okay, smaller. Okay. Okay, I get this. So 11. In a statistical test of hypothesis, we say we reject the null hypothesis with the level of significance if the p-value is less than the significance.
Yeah, the second one down.
Yes. So I was in the 12. A group of statistics students. So for the lesson 4, I didn't really understand all. It does like because when I was sick, I didn't really read I read the lesson, but not with too much attention. So I thought can they use an ANOVA hypothesis test to answer their question?
So,
do you be the third one?
yeah, the third one is correct.
Yes, it is enough that the data for each appointment. Okay, yeah. So question 13. A medical researcher is working on a new treatment for a certain type of cancer because I was at that point. The average survival time after diagnosis for the standard treatment is 2 years. So the ooh, ooh. Um, what is the question? What is the answer for the 13?
So the answer for 13 is the first one, committed a type 1 error.
Committed a type 1 error. I should read again the lesson. I read it, but I don't really pay attention. Okay, so committed a type 1 error. Okay, so if the level of significance is made very small, thereby making the probability of committing a type 1 error very small, what happens to the probability of committing a type 2 error?
So whenever type 1 goes small, type 2 goes big.
Let me write it down. So type 1 goes small, 2 goes big.
It's always trying to find the balance between those two.
That be the first one.
Yeah, it is the first one.
By reducing the probability, okay, so we will increase the probability of, okay, it is the first one. So the first one, okay. So the nicotine content in cigarette of a certain brand is normally distributed with mean and a no standard deviation. The brand advertised content of its cigarette is 1.6, but measurement and a random sample of some cigarette of this brand. Okay. X, ok, 150. Il disait évident la demi-négative comme la identité. HQ égale à 5, HAC, c'est so at that point, um, we should calculate the p-value, right?
You could do that, but let me explain what I did.
Okay.
So, um, so I knew that, oh, how did I do this? Basically, I looked at how many standard deviations 1.53 was away from 1.5, and it was, actually, I think that my method was flawed, but I got the right answer anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how I did it. I just got lucky.
Sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
So what is the answer?
The answer is reject the null, the bottom one.
Or the last one?
Yeah, the last one. Yeah, I'm looking at this now and I realize that I did it completely wrong, but whatever.
You know what I can understand? What I realize when they give the like after the quiz is over, so when you go back and then to see because sometimes we can miss a question, so we might think do it away, but it's not the good answer. It's not the correct answer. They don't give you the explanation. They just put the numbers.
Yeah, it's too bad that they don't do that.
So yeah, at that time you don't know where you what we did, what we have done wrong or not. So why they just put the
Yeah.
answer? I really cannot figure out how to do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's true. Or I suppose you could always just experiment until you got that answer, but it would be
Yeah.
easier if they had an explanation.
Yeah. So question 16. You would like to look at the mean numbers. The mean number of hours worked for wages per week by male student and female student. Random sample of 100 for each group and test if those means are different. What is the correct statistical procedure? So, independent sample t-test?
Did you say independent samples?
Yes.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Independent sample t-test. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, because the male students don't tell you anything about the female students. They're not related at all.
they not what?
Oh,
Hello? Hello? No, you are cool. Yeah. Hmm, that is cool.